I'm Dan Spurberg. I'm the training director for the operating engineers, Local 139, also the vice president. And what the operating engineers are, we're the heavy equipment operators on jobs. We are the people on a job who run the cranes, the dozers, the excavators, the scrapers, grading machines, all that equipment you see in a project. Usually when people drive up to a project, the first thing they see is all the equipment. They see that crane actually sitting up there with this long boom. That's what they see first. We are the people that operate that equipment. And truly, we go for training with that as part of an apprenticeship, actually a 6,000-hour apprenticeship program with the state of Wisconsin we're affiliated with, and also with Fox Lake Technical College. All of our classes are admitted through Fox Lake Technical Colleges out of truly Appleton. We are located up by south of Stevens Point, the town of Coloma. So, and what we give, this is what we give to people through job fairs, when we go to different job fairs in the high schools. It explains a little bit what we are, what we need. So, for the minimums of the apprenticeship program is you have to be valid driver's license, high school diploma, and 18 years of age. Then when they come up there, actually they're going to go through what's called the Ramsey test, the Ramsey OE 139 test they have to go through also. The operating engineers are not the people who have shovels on a construction project or do the bricks or anything like that. We're actually be pretty educated, and what we're looking for is good operating engineers. Because of the fact that that heavy equipment you see, there's truly a manual with that, and truly that's why some of the minimums it says that you have to have strong math, good reading skills. You have to go through that manual to tell you how to operate that piece of equipment, like cranes that you see on job sites. They're pretty unique because of the fact you have to read a pretty thick manual. You have to go through load charts. It's like the old multiplication table that you had where 8 times 9 you went down, because you have to decide how far that piece that you want to pick up is away, and then that crane will let you know if you can pick that up. In other words, it's math problem. If you have a 100-ton crane, you cannot pick up 100 tons truly out there, truly 100 feet. You can only pick up 100 tons right close to you. After that, there's a math table that you have to go through at truly different distances away from the crane to decide if you can pick up that load or not. And the operator is in charge of that. And truly, if he gets his math wrong, at that time he'll probably be on TV that night because something bad happened, and he can make TV actually, and he's going to make the news. And he won't make his mom proud, but he will be on TV that night. So, and that's why there's a lot of education that we go through on the training site, and along with other pieces of equipment, the dozers, the excavators, and excavators now, they have GPS screens on, and truly computer skills are actually necessary to become an operating engineer. People always thought that truly if life didn't work out for them, something bad happened to them, and they could always become an operating engineer later. Well, actually, we're looking for a little bit better than that. We're looking for some of the cream of the crop also, our contractors are. They pay very well. The pay, as you can see down there, it starts out at $25 an hour is the starting pay for our first-year apprentice with the operating engineers. It's good pay coming truly right out of high school. And then it goes up from there. The average operating engineer, as you get farther along, makes $38 an hour for every hour he works. And truly, that's good pay, but they earn it because of the skills and the training that they get. And I was talking a little bit about the GPS screens. Truly, there's a little GPS screen inside of a dozer. And truly, as you're operating, you're actually looking at it. It shows you the whole project. It shows you the elevation you have to be at. And truly, when you get close, you hit a couple toggle switches. And at that time, the blade goes up and down automatically. It becomes robotic at that time. But you have to program everything into the computer at that time before the beginning of the day to make them things happen. So we are truly looking, this year alone, we've run in over 200 new apprentices. Anywhere from the age of truly 18 years of age, right out of high school, very excited to become operating engineers, to truly the age, I think our oldest apprentice is 56 years of age right now in our program, a female that came in, and she's doing a heck of a job. And so that's our age range, but we are looking for people. And we truly want to try to recruit out of the high schools. A lot of people actually, when they come to us, when they get older in life, they say they wish they'd have known about us. And that's the big thing we hear about. They say, I wish somebody would have told us about the operating engineers, because they didn't know what to do. When they finished high school, they didn't want to go to college. They didn't feel that was right for them, and they didn't know where to go. And somehow we didn't get that word out to them, and that's what I'm trying to get this right now, is the word out to them to say this is another viable option. It's a very good option. You got truly good health insurance. It's a union. But with the operating engineers, we truly have one of the best health insurance programs in the state of Wisconsin. I mean, truly for construction trades, for the trades. Good health insurance, good pension, along with good wages. And there's always a lot of work. People always ask that, gee, I really don't want to get involved with construction because I always figure that after this project gets done, what do I do next? There's always another project. There's a project after that one and after that one. So people sometimes don't want to get involved because they think, gee, it's just a short-term job. It's just to be a quick fix for the summertime months. No, you can do it for a lifetime, actually. I am a third-generation operating engineer. That's what my family has done, and now I have a son who's doing it. He's a fourth generation. you do it your whole career, because there's always another, we always get some more orange girls out in the state of Wisconsin someplace. And it's pretty unique what we get involved with. And there's always another building to build, another school to get involved with. It's really another powerhouse. It's really another hospital, the other projects that we work on. So it's not so much residential projects, a house, but it's the big projects that always seem to find funding from the federal government. So that's what we are. A little bit about our school. I gave you a brochure also. Here's our schedule. We send this out to all of our members. Just take it's just an average schedule. It shows the classes that we have. I mean, it isn't just we get you up there and you run one class, but every piece of equipment has a separate class. And you open it up and you go page through it, and it shows there's OSHA classes, there's MSHA classes. There's actually a lot of rules. And the OSHA book, actually, the 1926 book, is probably about as thick as the Madison telephone book around here. But that's all the rules revolving around construction to keep the employees safe. And actually, we go through that rule book with them, the OSHA class. The MSHA is Mine Safety and Health Administration. The same thing. That book is probably like the Milwaukee telephone book, a little bit thicker. We go through the rules with that also with the students, so they understand the rules that really they have to comply with. And then after that, it goes to the equipment-based classes. You know, one other class that it says is the 40-hour hazmat class. We work on a lot of hazmat jobs in Wisconsin here. The operating engineers are the ones that do that. Up by Appleton, during the heyday of the paper companies, they put a lot of PCBs in the water. They didn't think it was wrong at the time. Nobody told them what. Now come to find out it's a very bad idea to put PCBs in the water. Ours guys are the guys up there cleaning it up right now. It's been truly a 5-year project. They got another 2 years to go, and truly they're going to get that cleaned up. Truly up by Sturgeon Bay where they build the ships, beautiful ships for the Navy. They put arsenic in the water. Our guys are up there truly cleaning that up. So different projects that them guys clean up. Truly up by Ashland, there's creosote in the water. Our guys work on the water. They work on the Mississippi doing the dredging for navigation. They got hydraulic dredgers that dredge all the sand out, that truly the sediment that goes into the river. They pull that out, they truly take it to shore. All different projects. So you can work on the water, you can be up in a crane. We truly got, of course, all the cranes down here in Madison are manned by the operating engineers. Every one of them is manned by the operating engineers that cover cranes. So they're all the people, I can tell you who's in most of them. Some very good operators, but our guys are the people that do them, and we are looking and trying to recruit out of the high schools. Because I always get sad when I talk to somebody when they're 30 years old and they just felt, gee, I just didn't know how to get involved with you guys. It's not that hard. You just got to come up there and apply with the operating engineers. Again, we've brought in over 200 new apprentices this year. Apply with us, get involved, and we've got contractors who are looking for people, and there's a lot of work in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is booming for the construction trades right now, so it's really positive. There's a little bit of my presentation. It talks about the school a little bit. Like I said, these are classes we have in the winter time. We bring them up there. It's a pretty unique school. We just put a 100,000 square foot addition on it. We've got right now at this time, we have 18 classrooms. We feed them lunch every day, just like a regular school. We have a big indoor training arena. It's an area 300 feet long, 180 feet wide. We can run equipment in there in the wintertime. It's from the ground to the top. We say it's one of the biggest classrooms in Wisconsin. From the ground to the top is 80 feet. You can put scrapers in there, dozers in there. For one single classroom, it's the biggest one in Wisconsin, we believe, and that's one of our classrooms. It's got a dirt floor, so it's like a big indoor sandbox here. Any little boy would be really happy to be involved with that. So you can go there and you can dig all winter long, truly, because of the fact that in Wisconsin here, as we learned last year, it gets to be 30, 40 below sometimes at night. That causes the ground to freeze pretty thick, but we have the ability of truly still doing classes in the wintertime in that indoor training arena. There. I can't think of much else. I talked about the wages, the pension, the health, what we do, and the different diversities, working on highway projects, the building projects, pipeline projects, cleaning up the environment for the state of Wisconsin. We're the guys who built Miller Park. We're the guys who also rebuilt truly the Packer Stadium. We're pretty excited about that. A lot of new seats. So we're the guys who do projects like that. You know, I know that truly Washington Avenue was just rebuilt in Wisconsin. That's pretty good. That was our projects we were on. And of course, we're on the interstate. The Ramsey OE 139 test, and you have to have a passing score of 70 or more to get involved to become an operating engineer. And it's going to be the first part is reading comprehension, and after that math, because a lot of people think, gee, I don't have to know none of them. I mean, unfortunately, in high school also, actually, it would encourage people who look like they're going to become involved in our trades, because a lot of them think, well, gee, I don't have to know much. I probably don't even have to graduate high school to become an operating engineer. They're going to be very, very wrong. A lot of good people come up to our training site for application day, and they say, gee, I want to be an operating engineer. And we ask them, do you have a high school diploma? And they put their head down. And they're not bad people, but they never graduated. They didn't think they were going to need it to become a construction worker. Well, they do need it. So now they've got to go out now at age 21, 22, and they got to go truly find a GED or get involved with their high school, see if they can catch back up to their high school diploma. If there's study materials, I don't know if there are, and we just buy the test. They come out of Minnesota. So I don't know if there is study materials or not. I know reading comprehension is the first part. It's the simplest questions that you went through. I always like to say, I guess I did it when I was in 5th grade, I thought. But you know, you read a paragraph on the top, and then right down below is the answers. And you got to be, and it's a time test because you can put it together. What did I just read? And here are the answers. Can I put them together? Does it all make sense? Then after that's just the math problems, the simple addition. Then after that, subtraction, the addition of fractions, which is something we do, and that's part of the next part of it. For the application process, there is a cost. It's $15 to apply for the apprenticeship. Because of that Ramsey test that we just talked about, it costs $30. The operating engineers pick up half of it. We ask you to pick up the other half, the applicants. So there is that cost to get involved with it. After that, there is no other cost involved. Actually, through the apprenticeship program, with that $25 an hour, you get paid while you learn. So truly, you're getting paid. You come up to the training site. Them classes are actually free. So, and you actually get paid when you come up there also as part of your apprenticeship. So there actually is no cost to make that kind of money. Just that's truly a strong interest to do it. If there is any bad parts about our job, and there are, every job has good and bad things. For us, we travel a lot. You know, there's always another project, but it's just not down the road 2 blocks. You always have to travel. That's why I always tell people you have to travel. The job truly might be on the west side of Madison, and you maybe live on the east side of Madison. The next one might be up at Truly, Wisconsin Dells when they're putting up something new, and the next one might be down at Janesville. You gotta be able to travel truly in a circle. It's not mandatory, but if you don't travel, you might not work at that time. So you've got that. Weather, of course, you'll end up working in cold weather. You'll work when it rains, you'll work when it's hot out, you'll work truly when it's snowing out. If your company is working that day, you will work truly. So you work in unique weather. But that's why truly they have fleet farms and a place where you can go buy Carhartts, and that's why you get to wear them Carhartts. You look really good at them, so that's the good part there. And you buy thick gloves. The second Tuesday of every month at 9 o'clock is when we do this application. It starts at 9 o'clock. They got to be prompt. If they get there at 9:01, the doors will be shut. It's the first thing we're looking for. Can you be prompt? So truly, and that's one of the huge things. You know, for the operating engineers, I mean, you'll see in a construction project, and anybody know the Epic Center south of town here? Beautiful project's our guys have been working there for like 14 years straight. Pretty neat project. But the biggest thing is, you'll see truly, I think they say there's a couple thousand tradesmen there, between the iron workers and the electricians and everything else. There's only a small boatload of operating engineers. The operating engineers are a service craft at that time. We're the guys in that crane, and everybody gets on a job site, and there's a radio inside there, and they're calling all day long. You know, hey, I need this over there, pick this up and put it over there for you. So if he doesn't show up that day, now he probably just let down 50 to 100 craftsmen. So the operating engineers are pretty unique. They really don't like a lot of sick days from us, so you gotta be prompt, because everybody's waiting for you. So from that, for our very first day of application, can you be prompt? Can you get there at 9 o'clock? That kind of shows us where the bar is at. So if you own a watch, a telephone with a clock, anything. You need a valid driver's license because we travel so much. Speeding tickets, it depends what job you're going to do, what's going to eliminate you, pretty much, and it depends where we're sending you, where that's going to be. I mean, OWI for all of us in life is really tough, so an OWI on a driver's license, that's really going to be a tick against you. But just tickets usually don't count that against you.